What's going on, everybody out there watching this? If you are, thank you for watching very much. I really appreciate it. And if you subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing and watching. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, thank you. I appreciate it, because if I had no views on them, I would stop doing them. So this is my WWE Fastlane 2016 predictions. Why do I have this bright ass light on my face? Because I got Twitter open and I'm going to read a couple tweets from some of my followers that were reacting to Fastlane, and some questions I even asked on Twitter about the WWE Network live stream. Apparently, I wasn't the only one. It was fucking up with and freezing and just stopping and freezing and cutting out and going back to the main page of the network. Sometimes it just cut out, went back to the main page. Tried to play the Fastlane picture. I tried to play it over. The little thing kept going and going, loading. It would never load. Then it would say error. Said error probably 3 times when I tried to play tonight. So then it said error. So I just unplugged my entire fucking PlayStation. Plugged it back in, restarted it, signed back into the network, and then magically that worked. Because it came back on. Fastlane came back on. Well, then maybe an hour later, it did it again during the Wyatts against Kane, Big Show, Ryback. It did it again and it froze. And I started using my controller. I couldn't even fast forward. Couldn't even get ahead of the spot where it froze. So the whole fucking network froze. It wasn't my PlayStation. The network froze, so I had to turn off and unplug my PlayStation again. And then later on, during the Divas title match, there were a couple times it stopped. And it stopped at one point and went backwards and showed the same thing again. Like when Brie tried to do a small package, they went back and showed that a second time. That pissed me off. Anyways, there were problems during the Divas title match. There were not many problems during Jericho, AJ Styles, so I got to see that entire match. Big Show, Wyatt's, it froze, as I said, where I had to turn the system off. That took about 4 minutes to sign back in and get it back on. And then during the main event, it had to fucking freeze on me. And it just stopped working. It went signed out on its own, signed out of Fastlane. So I couldn't see the main event. I did see the end, but probably missed over 5 minutes of the main event. I missed because I had to sign out and sign back in again. I went back to play something else on the network. Played something from the collections, and that played just fine. So then I tried to play Fastlane again on the main page, and then it played. So I got to see the end of the main event, thankfully. Because if I wouldn't have got to see the finish in the main event, I would have been pretty angry. I would have just found out on Twitter from WWE's account. Anyways, so I had to shut down my system at least 3 times and sign back in to get to see Fastlane. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but WWE Network, you cannot have these problems, and you better not have any live streaming issues. You better not have any for WrestleMania, because that'll make people really angry. And I would be very angry if I have to shut down my system more than once for WrestleMania. I'll be pissed off. But other than what happened tonight, for every other pay-per-view, even last year's WrestleMania, the network really has never froze on me for pay-per-views. The only pay-per-view it froze on me for was WrestleMania 30. And that was a long time ago when the network was very new. So all the other pay-per-views before that never really froze on me. Maybe one time out of over 20 pay-per-views, it might have froze on me before tonight in Fastlane. So they better fix their fucking freezing streaming issues. They better fix them before WrestleMania 32. Because people are paying money and they don't want their fucking WWE network freezing on them. Or sometimes it just cut off. And as I said, it cut off on me, went back to the main page where I had to try to play it again. And then it wouldn't play and it said error. So then I had to turn off the whole system. Sign back in. When you usually sign back in, then it usually plays again. So there's a tip for you. If you just sign back in, it will usually play for you. If it won't play for you after signing in, then unplug the whole system and plug it back in, then it should play for you again. So now back, enough about, well, I'm going to read a couple tweets. People sent me when I asked, is anyone else having WWE Network Fastlane live stream problems? That's what I asked in a tweet to some of my followers because I thought it was only happening to me. And I have very fast internet, so this never really happened before except for WrestleMania 30 and maybe one other pay-per-view long time ago. So this one person wrote me, Xander underscore 1998, if that's how you pronounce your name. They wrote to me they thought it was only them. Well, it wasn't. It was me also, and many others. One of my other followers, Gleefully Wicked, she's a cool chick on Twitter to follow. She answered me and said, WWE Network is all over the place. It's been so bumpy for me the whole pay-per-view. And she put an angry emoji face. And I don't blame her. I was angry too when it freezes on me. Then this other guy wrote me, he follows me too, Brian for Sensia, New York. He wrote to me all the time that he was having problems. Another person wrote me, yes, they've been having problems all night. Another person wrote me, follower, her name is @DirtyDiva, yup. She wrote me when I asked anyone else having network live stream problems. She wrote, everyone, WWE Network, get your shit together. And I agree, they need to get their shit together for WrestleMania so this doesn't happen again. Never happens on the old shows on demand. When you try to watch them, it never happens, hardly ever. But that's because they're not live. That's why they usually don't freeze and mess up. And this guy wasn't talking about the network. He was just bashing Vince, saying Vince is a stubborn asshole. I don't know what that had to do with. Probably when I tweeted Roman Reigns is going to win for sure, and we all know it. So that guy tweeted me, of course, Vince is a stubborn asshole. This other guy wrote me about the network screwing up. He wrote, yes, that he's re-downloaded it every time, and he still is getting nothing. I feel really sorry for you, man. I hope it starts working. So you can watch pay-per-view later tonight. See if there's any other WWE Network live streaming problems, tweets that people sent me. I don't see that many more. I don't see any more. But I have a lot of new interactions, but I'm not going to click on them now. I'm going to read this poll I did for the main event. These is to show you how many people wanted Lesnar, Reigns, or Ambrose to win. 29 votes so far. I said pick one for the main event. It's main event time at Fastlane. You know what the main event was. A poll. Winner was Dean Ambrose. So he must have a lot of fans on Twitter. I know a lot of people I follow are big Dean Ambrose fans and supporters. Dean Ambrose got 62% of the vote. Reigns got 31%. A lot of those are probably females that voted for Reigns, in my opinion, but whatever. Maybe he has some guy fans also, and that's okay if you're a guy fan and you're a fan of Roman. 7% Brock Lesnar got. So that's pretty disappointing. Brock only got 7, but whatever. Now I'm going to read another poll I did talking about your thoughts on Fastlane. Thoughts on the main event, triple threat for WWE Fastlane. I had 4 options. The winner with 38% is Boo That. Your thoughts on the main event, the winner with 38% is Boo That. Second place is 31% wanted Dean Ambrose to win. Third place is 22% that they are happy with Roman winning. And 9% wanted Brock Lesnar to win. That poll got 58 votes so far. Now I'll go to the poll where I asked people to rate tonight's Fastlane. Give it a rating, 1 to 10. Well, I didn't put 10 in there because I didn't think the pay-per-view was a 10. I didn't get to the matches yet. I will in a minute. Just let me read this poll. Rate tonight's WWE Fastlane. Number 1, the winner on this poll is 46%. Give it a 3 rating. I don't think it was a 3, but it wasn't much over a 6 or 7. 31% is number 2 at a 6 rating. 15% is number 7 rating. 8% is 8% of the people that voted give it a 9 rating. So 46% say it was a 3. I disagree. I would give it a 6 or 7. Anyways, that poll rate tonight's Fastlane got 54 votes. So there it is. Now I'm going to go turn that off and start my review for Fastlane. U.S. title match was the first match on the kickoff. Because for some reason, I don't know why, they should have put it on the main card on the pay-per-view, but no, they were stupid. And they decided to put the 2 out of 3 falls, U.S. title match, on the kickoff. I almost called it pre-show, but kickoff. Anyways, this match, my live stream froze. It froze, so I had to turn off my system. So I actually think I turned it off 4 times to get Fastlane back. Anyways, Kalisto, Del Rio, I missed a lot of it, but I did see the final 4 minutes, 3 minutes. I don't know who won, how many falls each, whatever. Kalisto wins, retains the U.S. title. I was happy retained. I had Kalisto winning. I predicted Kalisto would win, and he did. On to the main show. The first match of Fastlane pay-per-view 2016 was a Divas tag. Sasha and Becky Lynch teaming up again. They teamed a while ago in NXT when they were getting along in NXT. And they were both heels. And I believe when they were both heels, they were messing with Charlotte a lot. Anyways, or messing with somebody in NXT. Becky and Sasha, the team I picked, the team I predicted to win. Don't believe me. Don't believe all my predictions that I got right. Just go back, watch my Fastlane prediction show, and you will see I'm not lying about any of my picks. I did very good in my predictions. I went 6-1. In my Fastlane 2016 predictions. Don't believe me, as I said, go back, watch my predictions if you don't believe me. Anyways, I had Becky, Sasha. This match was pretty good kickoff to the pay-per-view. Good Divas tag match. They really worked Becky over hard. They would not let her tag out. Tamina and Naomi were controlling most of the match. As I said, Becky could not tag out. Becky almost got a tag, and then Naomi pulled Sasha off the ring apron, so Becky could not tag her, but eventually Becky tagged Sasha. She came in, started controlling the match, hit the bank, or put on the bank statement, and Becky put on her submission, I believe, and both Tamina and Naomi tapped out at the same time. Bank statement locked on, and Becky's arm bar submission was locked on, so Naomi, Tamina tap out. My prediction, Sasha and Becky win. I was happy about that because they should have won. Up next was the Intercontinental Championship match, I believe. I'm trying to do these in order. Intercontinental Championship was next. Dolph Ziggler barely got that good of a pop, and he was in his hometown of Ohio. I don't know if he's from Cleveland or if he's just from the state. Anyways, Dolph should have got a way bigger pop than he did, but he did not. Kevin Owens wins with a pop-up power bomb. They had a good match again. They usually always do. This was probably the at least fifth or sixth one-on-one match I've seen of Owens against Ziggler on TV. But this one was on pay-per-view and is for the IC title. As I said, Kevin Owens wins and retains. I had Kevin Owens winning in my prediction. And Dolph Ziggler, he fought hard, he tried, he did good. He hit a great super kick during the match that I tweeted out. Dolph Ziggler does one of the best super kicks in the business today, because he does, in my opinion. And Kevin Owens wins, he should have won, and he should go to WrestleMania Intercontinental Champion. Next was the six-man tag, I believe. Six-man tag match. Ryback, Kane, and Big Show teaming up to take on the Wyatts. Braun, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. Bray Wyatt was on the outside of the ring and did not wrestle. During this match, as I said, I didn't pay attention much at all to the six-man tag because I didn't care about it. I didn't care for it. It did not interest me one bit, seeing this six-man tag on a pay-per-view. But I understand why they put it on. To give Kane, Ryback, Big Show a spot on the pay-per-view, and to give the Wyatts a match on the pay-per-view, even though Bray Wyatt, the leader, the guy that's the most over in the group, did not have a match for some reason. Whatever. Bray is probably going to work with Brock at WrestleMania, at least that's what all the rumors are that I've read. I'm not really that interested in seeing Brock against Bray, but it's probably going to happen, and it'll probably be a good match, and it'll probably surprise me and be pretty good. So the Wyatts, as I said, it cut out. My stream froze during this match, so I turned it off and then got it back on. Missed a lot of it. Supposedly at the when Ryback tried to hit Shell Shock, or one of his finishers, I think it's called Shell Shock. I don't really care what it's called because I'm not a Ryback fan, never have been. I don't hate the guy, but I'm just not a fan of Ryback. He doesn't interest me or make me want to be a fan of his. He's pretty boring in my opinion. I did leave, went downstairs to get something to drink, and then it froze on me, so someone tweeted me that Ryback, or Luke Harper, in one of Ryback's finishers, that Luke Harper botched it. Maybe he did, I don't know, because I didn't see it. But I don't blame Luke Harper for botching it. Big deal if he botched it. The guy has been so good before, he doesn't really botch much in his matches, so I don't blame him. And I'm not going to rip him if he did botch Ryback's finisher. Ryback, in my opinion, has always been sloppy in the ring and does a lot of botches, way more than Luke Harper does, so don't bash and put down Luke Harper because, in my opinion, he's way better in the ring than Ryback. Ryback is sloppy, and he botches a lot of moves. He's just probably too stiff in the ring with certain guys. CM Punk complained a long time ago that Ryback was a stupid, dumb as fuck, and that he didn't know how to protect his opponents, and he was dangerous in the ring. Maybe he's safer now, I don't know. But in my opinion, Ryback is pretty sloppy in the ring. He's not very good. Wyatts lose. I didn't expect that, but whatever. I don't really care. I like Bray, but the Wyatts as a group, I don't know if they should stay together for the rest of the year because they're losing on pay-per-views. The Big Show, Kane, and Ryback. So maybe they should break Bray Wyatt away from the Wyatts in the summer. I think they should. And the Wyatts should end. And Luke and Eric Rowan can go back to just being a tag team. Braun Strowman could go back by himself and be a singles wrestler on the main roster. I think the Wyatt family needs to end in the summer because it's not really helping Bray Wyatt, and he needs to be the focal point and the focus of the company. He has to get pushed as a single star, not being stuck with a group. Even though Luke Harper's very good, Eric Rowan is decent for a big man, and Braun Strowman is decent for a big man, but he's pretty green, pretty young. Best people out of the Wyatts is Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt, in my opinion. I just think they have to get Bray out of the Wyatt family because it would be better for his career. A lot of people will probably disagree with me, but I believe Bray should be out of the Wyatts by the summer. And if you disagree, that's fine. That's cool. You have your own opinion. So Wyatt's losing. I didn't expect it. I picked the Wyatts to win. They lost. So up next was the Divas title match. And then we had the Cutting Edge Peep Show segment. And then we had Curtis Axel. I'll talk about that later. That stupid, pointless Superstars match that they threw on Fastlane. Up next was Divas title, Charlotte against Brie. A lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of people I've talked to thought Brie Bella would win. I never thought that she was going to win just because Daniel Bryan, her husband, retired and WWE was going to try to give her sympathy and put her over Charlotte and go into WrestleMania Divas champion. I think that would have been a bad idea. Even if Brie would have won it, I would have been okay with it. But I wanted Charlotte to win and retain and go to WrestleMania. And I think Charlotte should drop it at WrestleMania to Becky or Sasha. Or if they want to throw Bayley in WrestleMania, Bayley should win the Divas title, in my opinion. But I don't think Bayley will get a WrestleMania match. I doubt it. There's, if you want to bet on it, bet on Bayley showing up after WrestleMania on Raw the next night. So Divas title match was pretty good. It was a pretty good Divas title match. Brie Bella impressed me. Brie Bella's got, I don't like calling her Bella. I just don't because she's married to Daniel Bryan. Even though she's still a Bella, I will call her Brie. Brie looked pretty good in the ring. She's gotten a lot better. She's really improved in the last 1 or 2 years. I mean, watch a Brie Bella match from 2-3 years ago. It was not good. It was bad. She couldn't really do much of anything good in the ring. But she's gotten a lot better in the ring. My opinion, Brie Bella has really improved in the ring. Charlotte wins. As I said, this was a good Divas title match. Charlotte was controlling most of it. Had Brie locked in the head scissors, and she kept flipping her over. I love that move when Charlotte does that. I think it's a really cool move. Ric Flair got involved to try to distract the ref when Brie had the yes lock locked on, I think it was a yes lock on Charlotte. Looked like Charlotte was going to tap, but no, she didn't. Because Ric Flair got involved, distracted the ref, and then Brie went for the leg. Excuse me, I had to belch. Anyways, then Brie went for the leg. put on a single leg Boston Crab, one-legged Boston Crab, had it locked on pretty long, and then Charlotte powered out, broke it, and then Brie went flying, and her face hit the top ropes, and her face ran into the ropes, and she fell down. I don't know if that was planned or what, but anyway, she fell down. Looked like she knocked herself out. Not for real, I'm just saying, looked like she got knocked out from getting pushed up against the ropes. And then Charlotte grabs her legs, locks in the figure 8, her finisher, her submission, or then she stretches her body back, puts her arms up. That's a great finisher. I really like it. Figure 8, Brie Bella taps out, Charlotte retains. I'm glad Charlotte retained. She deserved to retain, and she deserves to go into WrestleMania as a champion. I think she should lose it at Mania because she's had it a long time. And she should lose it to Becky or Sasha, not Naomi. For all you Naomi fans out there that want her to be champion, it's not going to happen. She's not going to win the title at WrestleMania, so stop saying, and whoever tweets me on Twitter, that Naomi should be champion over Becky or Sasha, whoever tweets me that, again, I'm blocking your ass right away. Because that is ludicrous to think that Naomi should be champion over Becky or Sasha. Naomi's time, in my opinion, that this has nothing to do with the color of her skin. It has nothing to do with race. I don't look at people and see the color of their skin. I'm not racist. Okay, this has nothing to do with Naomi's skin color. In my opinion, it has to do with Naomi's time is past to be the Divas champion. I think the fans would rather see Becky or Sasha win the title. It's their time to become Divas champion. And if Becky doesn't win, well then Becky could go into a feud with Sasha. And you could even add Paige to the mix. And you could add Naomi to the mix and make it a fatal 4-way. But I think Naomi's time in the WWE has passed. Her time for being Divas champion has passed. It's the time of Becky. It's Becky and Sasha's time to be the champion next. And after they lose it, I don't think Naomi's winning it, in my opinion. And don't you dare try to call me racist, because I have a lot of black friends and I'm a fan of a lot of African American wrestlers. Like Titus O'Neil, The New Day. I was a huge fan of Booker T when he was in WCW, and I've been a fan of many others. Ahmed Johnson I was a fan of, even though he was disappeared real quick, and he was only around like 3 years. And then he showed up in WCW, which was god-awful. Looked like he ate an entire fast food restaurant. He was so fat. Anyways, this has nothing to do with Naomi's race. I just think her time is past. That's my opinion. If you don't like it, well, too bad. Then don't follow me or block me. Or don't watch my videos. So Charlotte wins, happy she won. Up next was the Cutting Edge Peep Show segment. Edge and Christian came out, got a good reaction. It was great. I tweeted this out. It was great to hear Edge's music again. It was great to hear his music. I've always loved his theme music, which is done by was done by a real life band. I forget their name, but they might have been called Alter Bridge or something like that. Anyways, Edge has awesome theme music, always has. He's had that theme for probably over 10 years, probably more. So then Edge and Christian are in the ring. They're talking about last time they were in Cleveland. They had the first ever tag team ladder match. I don't know why I couldn't talk there. Tag team ladder match in 1999 at No Mercy against the Hardys. And it was a pretty epic ladder match. It was very good. Both the Hardys and Edge and Christian back in '99 were very hungry and really wanted to succeed in wrestling, and you could tell. And they all did succeed. I mean, every single guy out of the Hardys and Edge and Christian, all of them have been world champions in pro wrestling. So they're all a success, in my opinion. I've always been a fan of Edge, big fan of Edge. When Christian was a singles wrestler, I mean, I respect him, but I was never a big fan of his. But he's okay. Out of the Hardys, I was a bigger fan of Jeff, always, than Matt. But who really cares? So then the New Day comes out. And then they interact with Edge and Christian. It's pretty damn great. It's pretty damn funny. And then the stupid League of Nations music hits and they come out. For some reason they decide to come out. Maybe they'll have two of the League of Nations members, I guess. Maybe they'll probably have them involved in a fatal four-way at WrestleMania for the tag titles. You could team up Del Rio and Sheamus to go after the tag titles. Even though I'm not a fan of Sheamus, and everybody knows that. But Sheamus, I'm sure, is going to be involved and have a WrestleMania match. And the League of Nations will probably be involved in the tag title match. What are they going to do with Rusev and Barrett? I don't know. Maybe they'll be involved in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't know. But if I was WWE, I would team up Sheamus and Del Rio. Because Barrett is decided to leave the company, so I don't see WWE giving him the tag titles when he's leaving the company soon. I'm sure they'll probably reward if the League of Nations win the tag titles, it'll probably be Sheamus and Del Rio is my guess. Because that'd make the most sense. Because neither of them are leaving. And what are they going to do with Rusev? I don't know. They'll probably throw him in the Battle Royal with Barrett. And Barrett will probably get eliminated real fast because he decided to leave the company, and they'll probably punish him because that's what WWE likes to do. Punish a lot of their talent when they decide to leave. Or bash them. After they leave, they decide to bash them on TV and do stupid shit like they did with Nikki Bella, holding the title longer than AJ. After AJ left, I think they're pretty angry that AJ left because she didn't give them much warning that she was leaving. After her WrestleMania match where she teamed up with Paige, I don't think AJ even told WWE yet that she was planning to leave until probably the next day on Raw. Or at Raw, backstage. So, WWE has I could see them bringing back AJ in 1 or 2 years to do one match at a Mania, but as for her husband, I don't see him ever wanting to come back. And why should he? He's older, and his body's pretty beat up, and I don't think Punk wants to be in the wrestling business anymore ever again. I could see him making an appearance for Ring of Honor or an indie promotion or overseas or in Japan, but I do not see CM Punk working for WWE within the next 3 years. I don't see it happening. Anyways, back to Fastlane. What the hell was I talking about? The New Day, Edge and Christian, Cutting Edge, Peep Show segment, League of Nations come out, ruin the whole thing. The minute their music hit, I got angry because I didn't want to see them come out. I don't got anything against Del Rio. I like Del Rio. He's a great talent. I do not like Sheamus. I do not like Barrett. I used to like Barrett back in 2010, but since then I really haven't. Or I did like Barrett, I would say, in 2012, 2013. I liked Barrett, but I don't think he was around that much because he was injured a lot back then. But Rusev, I like Rusev. Out of the League of Nations, I only want to see Del Rio and Rusev become a champion. Not a world champion, but like a tag champ or some other title they could win. I'd be fine with that. But Sheamus, I can't stand him, so I don't want to see him win any titles. As for Sheamus and Del Rio, if they would team up at WrestleMania, they should take Sheamus out of the match. I would take him out of the match and replace him with Rusev. To have Rusev and Del Rio go for the tag titles, because I'm not a fan of Sheamus. They should just throw Sheamus in the Andre Battle Royal and have him get eliminated towards the end. So, the Cutting Edge Peep Show was ruined by the League of Nations coming out. But then it got pretty good because Edge and Christian made a joke at the League of Nations, and then the New Day joined in and started ripping on them too, and saying that they can look, I don't remember the line they used, but they started shaking their asses, twerking towards the League of Nations, making fun of them and making them look like asses. And then Big E, or somebody, I think it was Big E, started making it rain, throwing money down when Woods and Kofi were twerking. That was pretty damn funny, that he was throwing money at them. That was funny as hell. And then Christian got on the mic and said, try doing a New Day where people clap and say New Day sucks or New Day rocks. The clap that the crowd does. Then Christian started saying on the mic, watch our show, because their network show that totally reeks of awesomeness, the Edge and Christian show, premiered after Fastlane, which I haven't watched yet, but I probably will pretty soon. What was I going to say now? So the New Day and Edge and Christian, they saved the segment at the end. On to the main event. Not the main event. R-Truth came out. First, the Social Outcast came out, which was stupid. They should just stay on Raw and SmackDown and Superstars. They shouldn't be coming on pay-per-views, but whatever. I guess they needed 5 or 10 minutes to fill for some reason. So the Social Outcasts come out, and then R-Truth, his music hits. And he didn't get much of a reaction, really, at all. And then, at the end, I left. I left to go get a soda or something. I just left and stopped watching. When Axel was taking on Truth, I left the room and stopped watching. Because I don't care to watch a Superstars match on a pay-per-view. That was a Superstars or main event match. R-Truth versus Axel is nothing I want to see on a pay-per-view. I'm not interested in those two guys going at it. And another thing about Superstars, why every single week, I'm not joking, every week, if he's not on main event, he's on Superstars. Every single week, Fandango is put on Superstars. That guy is a pretty good wrestler, pretty good talent. The guy's good looking. The guy has the look. I mean, I'm sure he's over with the female fans. And I will admit Fandango is a pretty good worker. He's not great, but he's good enough. He could be Intercontinental Champion or U.S. Champion. Or Fandango could feud with Kalisto or give Fandango a couple title shots. But every single week, when I check the matches on Superstars on the network, which I never watch Superstars really ever. Anyways, it's always Fandango and Jack Swagger on Superstars, or it's Fandango on main event. I don't know why WWE refuses to put Fandango on Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-views. I don't know what the guy did. I mean, the company must hate him so much they refuse to put him on Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-views. I do not have a clue why Fandango isn't pushed and used better. And a lot of fans maybe will comment and tweet me and tell me Fandango, maybe they think he's not used because he sucks. Well, I disagree, he doesn't suck. And Jack Swagger, same thing. The guy's a good talent, but he's never put on Raw or SmackDown anymore. But Fandango and Damian Sandow, that guy's a super talent. He got the freaking Mizdow over, and even got Macho Man Dow. He got that over. And Damien Sandow continues to not be used on Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-views. That is fucking ridiculous. That the WWE won't use Damien Sandow. That guy is a great talent. And Damien Sandow, if he got put on TV every week, he would... I'm talking about Raw and SmackDown, not main event and superstars. If he got put on Raw and SmackDown every week and they gave him a push and they gave him a chance to talk and cut promos when he would walk to the ring, I guarantee you Damien Sandow would get over, because a lot of the fans still like the guy. And he gets a good reaction when Sandow usually comes out, even if it's on Superstars. I'm sure he still gets a good pop. But those are three guys that are really, really underutilized. Fandango, Sandow, and Tyler Breeze are very underutilized. Even Neville is. On to the main event now. Sorry, I went off topic, but whatever. Main event was Reigns versus Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar. Winner goes to WrestleMania to face the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Triple H. We all know that. As I said, I missed at least 5 or 6 minutes of the main event because my WWE network decided to cut out on me and go back to the main page, which pissed me off, but I'm over it already. At least I can watch it back later if I decide to tonight. Anyways, I had Roman Reigns winning. I predicted Roman Reigns would win. He did. I heard from a lot of experts, people that are working wrestling sites, they thought Brock Lesnar would win. Because they just did. They didn't think WWE would go with Dean Ambrose to face Triple H because, this one guy said Dean Ambrose is too skinny and scrawny looking to face Triple H for the title. At least he thought so. I disagree. I think Dean Ambrose would have been a fine challenger for Triple H and probably should beat Triple H for the title. But that's not going to happen anymore. I wanted Brock Lesnar, number one. I wanted him to win. He did not. He got powerbombed through 2 tables, through the announcers' tables. 2 of them, Brock got powerbombed through. And the Beast still got up, went in the ring, suplexed, took Roman Reigns to Suplex City when Dean Ambrose was up on his shoulders, and Lesnar, the beast that he is, the freak of nature that he is, German suplexed Roman Reigns while Dean Ambrose was on top of Roman Reigns. So Lesnar right there just powerbombed probably 480 pounds worth of guys. That was insane. There's nobody like Brock Lesnar. The guy is a freak. The guy is a beast. Ambrose dove through the second rope. During the beginning, Lesnar caught him in midair, suplexed him, German overhead belly to belly, not German, overhead belly to belly suplexed. Ambrose almost fell on his head, landed partly on the back of his head on the mat on the outside. That was insane. We saw a lot of people in this match, Reigns and Ambrose, both of them were taken to Suplex City many times. It was a good triple threat. I enjoyed it, but I did not enjoy the finish. You have Roman Reigns get up, spear Brock, and then Brock, like the beast that he is, he doesn't really have to sell it, and sometimes he should not sell a lot of moves because he's a beast. Brock jumps out, but after he gets speared, he locks on the Kimura, the armbar finish, and he had it locked on for a long time. Roman Reigns powers out, stands up, holding Brock Lesnar's body weight up. That is pretty impressive. And then while Brock was still had the armbar locked on and Roman was standing, Dean Ambrose hits Brock with a steel chair. And then it didn't faze him, hit him twice, knocks down Lesnar. Then Dean Ambrose goes a lunatic on Brock. Hits him at least 3-4 times with the chair. I didn't know this match was no disqualification. Well, it must have been because the referee did not ring the bell. So I guess there's no DQ. I didn't hear that being announced before. But I guess there's no DQ. Maybe the announcers said it when my WWE Network cut off. I didn't hear the announcement that there's no DQ, but it obviously was. Ambrose beats Lesnar with the chair, then he turns the chair on Roman Reigns, starts beating Roman Reigns with the chair. And then Ambrose is taken out somehow, I forget how. And then Roman magically, after getting beaten with the chair, he didn't even sell it. I mean, I don't get angry when Brock no sells because he's a beast. He's different. But Roman got beat with the chair and the guy didn't even sell it. He jumps up in like less than a minute. I think he speared Lesnar again or whatever he did to Lesnar. Pins him 1, 2, 3. Or maybe pinned Ambrose. I don't really remember. If Roman pinned Brock, which I don't remember if he did, but if he did, that is not good for Brock in his career. But whatever. So Roman Reigns wins. Bottom line, he's going to WrestleMania. Triple H comes out, faces off with Roman. They're face to face. Triple H lifts up the title right in his face, holding it up right where the camera had a camera shot, right at the WrestleMania sign. So that was a pretty cool shot. And then the pay-per-view ends. I still think they might try to add Dean Ambrose to this match and have Ambrose versus Triple H versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I still think they could make it a triple threat. Probably, if they do that, it'll probably be to make fans happy. But they probably won't because Vince wants to push Roman as Super Roman. So it'll probably just be Roman versus Triple H in the main event at WrestleMania 32. But if I was booking, I would add Dean Ambrose to the main event because it'd be more interesting and better. And you could have Ambrose turn on Roman and beat the hell out of him, and then you could have Triple H retain and have Ambrose join the Authority. Or you could have Roman and Triple H could turn on Ambrose in the main event if it's a triple threat. They could turn on Ambrose, and then Triple H could lay down for Roman, or have Roman defeat Dean Ambrose, and then you could have Triple H at the end hand the title to Roman, and Roman then could join the Authority. That would probably be better for Roman Reigns to join the Authority and go heel, because the guy's booed in 90, 70, 85%, 75% of the arenas Roman is in, he's booed. So just turn him heel, have him join the Authority, and then the crowd loves Ambrose already. They'll be behind Ambrose chasing heel champion Roman Reigns. That's what I would do at WrestleMania. I would have Roman turn heel, get the title from Triple H, by Triple H basically handing it over to him and saying Roman is the guy that I handpicked to join the Authority and get the title into 2016 going into the rest of the year. And then you could have Ambrose as a babyface. He already has a crowd behind him. They'd be behind him even more, chasing the heel Roman Reigns. This ends my WWE Fastlane 2016 review. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I went too long, but you didn't have to watch it all. Follow me on Twitter at TNA Guy and at NXT WWE Guy. Hope you enjoyed my Fastlane review. I'll be doing another prediction for WrestleMania and a WrestleMania review when the time is right. I'll also be doing a prediction and review on Ring of Honor's 14th anniversary pay-per-view coming up and 6 nights on Friday night. Bye for now, everybody. Hope you enjoyed my Fastlane review.